Welcome to this special edition of Cronkite News. I'm Amber Kawaji. Thanks for joining us. Cronkite News is dedicated to covering issues impacting military families and veterans in our Arizona communities. Tonight, a special look back at our coverage from our reporters in Phoenix and Washington, D.C.
Thanks for the memories. It was an iconic song for comedian Bob Hope, but it also neatly summarized a trip to Washington this week by a group of World War II veterans from Arizona. Cronkite News reporter Samantha Witherwax has more from our Washington bureau.
The memories came flooding back for the Honor Flight Arizona veterans who were here this week to tour the nation's capital, and the thanks came showering down from young and old alike. The changing of the guard at Arlington National Cemetery is one of the ways that the nation pays its respects. And for World War II veteran Jim Mendy, it was also an opportunity to reflect on his own service.
When people would say thank you to my hat, and I'd say, well, can't say that it was a pleasure, but it was an experience, a good experience in many ways.
Honor Flight Arizona is a group that brings veterans like Mendy to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials that the nation built in their honor, like the World War II Memorial.
This memorial, there's a lot of sayings engraved that are so true that they should be publicized to the young people today.
While there were tears, not all of the memories were somber.
It was fun, but I was glad to get home. And then I got home and nothing was the same, so then I joined the Army paratroopers, 82nd Airborne Division. Yeah, it was all right. I was young and was jumping out of perfectly good airplanes.
Those memories will be preserved by memorials like these and by the thanks of new generations.
Look at the kids here at the memorial. They come up without being prompted by their parents, and they say thank you. We don't need the thank yous. We appreciate them, but we did at the time what had to be done, and happy to have done it.
Since its first flight in 2009, Honor Flight Arizona has flown 1,200 veterans to Washington to see their memorial, including the group that's returning to Arizona this evening. Reporting live in Washington, Samantha Witherwax, Cronkite News.
The transition from military life to college life is different for every person. That's why one of the Arizona Veteran Centers are so important. Cronkite News reporter Sydney Glenn found out what Arizona State University does for veterans and the man who's inspired so many.
We want a real experience, not a DMV experience here.
A veteran center on a college campus isn't out of the ordinary, but Director Steve Borden says what the Pat Tillman Veteran Center has to offer certainly is.
We know that a student who's engaged on campus has a much higher likelihood of succeeding. And so to dedicate staff to help veterans find a niche where they can be engaged on campus is something that we have that I feel is unique.
In addition to the standard Veteran Center duties, the Tillman Center also offers jobs to student veterans and helps them transition.
This is the first time for me to get a job outside the military, so I don't know what to expect. But once I started working here, I started meeting new people, networking with people, hanging out on the weekends, just getting to know other veterans. It felt real good.
While also paying tribute to the inspirational namesake, number 42, Pat Tillman, who in 2004 died while serving his country.
Not only was he an exemplary athlete and exemplary in his service to our country, but he was an incredible student.
I love what he stands for. I'm not a big football fan, but understanding that he joined the military and he's also, was an NFL player, I mean, that says a lot about him.
Beyond veterans, the Pat Tillman Center supports active duty military and family members. In Tempe, Sydney Glenn, Cronkite News.
The Vietnam Veteran Memorial in Washington, D.C. is no longer exclusive. In fact, a replica is being built here in Arizona. Cronkite News reporter Kendall Bartley attended the groundbreaking ceremony in Gilbert over the weekend where the wall is being built.
flags flow while trumpets play, all to honor soldiers lost in Vietnam. This Saturday, more than 500 people attended the ceremony put on by the nonprofit organization Operation Welcome Home Arizona. Vietnam veteran Fred Maribel dressed to pay tribute to the Civil War. He has been to the Washington Memorial before and came to show his support for this $3 million project in his home state.
I see a lot of my friends on there, and it takes a lot to be able to talk about them and being in that combat and still being here, and a lot of my friends are gone.
This replica is going to be almost as large as the memorial in Washington and will pay tribute to all of those killed in the war.
By Veterans Day of 2017, the wall is going to be built and this dirt is going to be gone.
The Gilbert Fire Department recently owned the land for the park, and funding was raised by Operation Welcome Home Arizona. Local veterans are happy to see a memorial so close to home.
A lot of our veterans aren't able to get to Washington, D.C. And as far as coming out here, whether they're in the West Coast, the Midwest, I think it'll be a lot easier for most veterans to get out here and see the wall.
The wall won't be the only monument represented in Welcome Home Veterans Park. It will also include an educational center, a battle cross representing all lost soldiers, a map of South Vietnam, and other veterans services.
This is a great inspirational thing that is being done.
In Gilbert, I'm Kendall Bartley, Cronkite News.
They helped fight for their country, but now their families are fighting for them to be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Washington Bureau reporter Lauren Clark discovered why an Arizona representative is backing their cause.
In the serene rows of Arlington National Cemetery rest those who once served in the armed forces. It's where Elaine Harmon asked to be buried for her World War II service. But the Army says her contribution doesn't count.
Elaine Harmon's ashes are sitting on a shelf in her granddaughter's closet. That is no way for us to treat our heroes and our pioneers.
Harmon is one of over 1,000 women who served in the Women Air Force Service Pilots, or WASPs, a program during the Second World War. The WASP helped train male pilots, ferrying planes across military bases and towing targets for shooting practice. There are a few WASP laid to rest in Arlington, but the Army Secretary says that's a mistake. He says a past misinterpretation of the law is now clarified. While their service is commendable, the group does not meet the requirements of being considered active duty military.
So this has been a ridiculous change in policy.
McSally found the WASP both as mentors and friends.
And these were amazing wing women for me personally in my journey in the military. I had 3 of them sitting in the front row of my change of command ceremony when I took over command of a fighter squadron.
She's sponsoring a bill that would reverse this decision. Currently, there's over 181 co-sponsors in the House. And for Harmon's granddaughter, Erin Miller, it's a fight worth fighting.
It's unfortunate that I have to ask Congress to pass a law just to bury my grandma.
Lauren Clark, Cronkite News.
And this cause has garnered significant public support with over 170,000 online signatures for a change.org petition.
Today marks the day of Phoenix Startup Week, where a variety of entrepreneurs will speak across the valley. Reporter Sydney Glenn attended a panel focused on veteran entrepreneurs and found out what this week holds.
Veterans in entrepreneurship, women in entrepreneurship, Hispanics in entrepreneurship, those are all things that are going to be touched on this week at Phoenix Startup Week.
That's been going on, especially in the past 10 plus years, is that veterans are either a charity case.
And that's the narrative Philip Potter wants to change.
The narrative that's been going on, especially in the past 10 plus years, is that veterans are either a charity case.
Phoenix Startup Week began this morning with the Veterans and Entrepreneurship panel.
Well, I think veteran entrepreneurship is so important just because the veteran community, they have characteristics that make them great entrepreneurs already.
According to the Department of Veterans Affairs, there are over 500,000 veterans in Arizona. Potter says many of those would make exceptional entrepreneurs.
Again, we're happy to help, we're happy to be involved, but given our druthers, I think we'd rather lead. We do have big ideas we can execute, so I think it all works out great for startups.
Entrepreneurs from around the country came to hear from the speakers and hopefully get some advice on how to make their startup a success.
Founders is venture capitalists and people that have had more experience than me. me. I'm like a dinosaur, but I did dream this up.
Phoenix Startup Week is at a different venue every day in the Valley, from Phoenix to Chandler and Scottsdale.
What this does is it really highlights everything that's happening across the Valley and all the different kind of, bits of DNA really within the startup ecosystem that we have here in Arizona.
You can register for this event online. It is free. Just visit phxstartupweek.com. In downtown Phoenix, I'm Sydney Glenn, Cronkite News.
Today, hundreds of veterans were able to get the services they need all in one place. Cronkite News reporter Nick Pope saw firsthand what happens at the annual Stand Down Day.
Today was the first day of the Maricopa County Veterans Stand Down. The event, which is put on by United Way, uses volunteers to help veterans with social services.
The number one goal that we're looking to accomplish is that every veteran gets treated with dignity and respect. That's what we tell our volunteers, that their job is to treat these folks with dignity and respect. In addition to that, though, there are housing agencies on site, employment services on site, veteran services, the VA is here, Social Security Administration. It's really intended to be a one-stop shop for veterans to come and receive all of the services that they so need in one area.
Over 100 volunteers were on site today. After a brief check-in, they are partnered with a veteran to help them get to the stations that they need assistance with.
You see the actual impact of the initiative. I'm sure people want to help, and you're just not sure, if I do this, will it help? Am I making a difference? But at the stand down, you see that difference immediately. For me personally, being a veteran, along the way, someone helped me out, so I just felt it was almost, it's necessary to give back, to do the same thing for my fellow veterans going through a struggle right now.
The Stand Down event looks to continue its impact, as they are expecting over 1,700 veterans to arrive by the time the event is done by tomorrow night. In Phoenix, Nick Pope, Cronkite News.
If anyone is looking to get involved, the Stand Down event continues tomorrow at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
One was a Navy flyer best known for his time as a prisoner of war. Another, one of the first women to fly in combat for the Air Force. A third was a Marine grunt during some of the bloodiest months of the war in Iraq. All three are better known now as members of Arizona's congressional delegation, Senator John McCain and Representatives Martha McSally and Ruben Gallego. Reporter Adriana Barajas has some of their Veterans Day reflections from Washington.
Two politicians, two veterans from two wars, but same response. They don't see themselves as heroes.
I did my job. I was in the infantry. We had a harder job than most people, but that's what I was trained to do, and I wouldn't have done it any other way.
And if they had to do it all over again, they say they would.
I'd like to be remembered as a person who did the best he could, who served his country with honor, although certainly with certain failings that if he had to do over again, he would do them over again.
Senator John McCain was a Navy pilot who served in the Vietnam War. Congressman Ruben Gallego served on the ground as a Marine in Iraq. They both recall the day they left behind the war.
It's hard to describe how happy all of us were as we got on an airplane in the airfield in North Vietnam and flew into the Philippines.
Gallego says he remembers his last day trying to survive, making sure he would see his family again.
The feeling of relief when I stepped into my base after going through, after patrolling the streets of Haditha.
There's one difference as they reflect on their experiences.
I think in America today, veterans get a great deal of affection and respect. Unfortunately, in the war in which I fought, that was not always the case.
But both men agree, serving in war gave them a greater appreciation for life.
You know, I think it really has made me understand, how precious our time on Earth is, and that we should really, do the best with the time we have.
In Washington, D.C., Adriana Barajas, Cronkite News.
Something else will be in the sky in the coming months: the A-10 Warthog, a fighter jet based at the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson. The Air Force planned to retire the jet, but the Pentagon budget released this week includes funds for continued operation of the A-10. Cronkite News reporter Katie Beery and our Washington bureau talked with Arizona leaders about the change.
That change has been a long time coming. For the past 2 years, fans of the A-10 have been fighting to keep it in the skies, and this week they celebrated a partial victory in that war. It's a 29,000-pound weapon of destruction.
Jedi, good hit.
And it's done the dirty work of the Air Force for more than 40 years. This plane might have an unflattering name, but Representative Martha McSally still loves the Warthog.
If you are on the ground under fire, in harm's way, often in very complex circumstances, the A-10 provides a capability to keep you alive that no other airplane does.
And the plane will be around for at least another 5 years. After threatening to retire the A-10s, the Pentagon's 2017 budget proposal included funding for the fighter jets until 2022.
The bottom line here is we are not proposing to retire any of these aircraft.
Davis-Monthan Air Force Base has more than 80 A-10s, and that's another reason why Arizona lawmakers, like John McCain, fought to keep the Warthog.
Well, I feel good, not just for Arizona, where obviously it's a very important part of our economy, but far more importantly than that, it is the most important tool in our fight against ISIS and our capabilities of destroying them.
So sure, it's kicking butt in the ISIS fight, which we knew it would.
But McSally has a personal connection. She was the first female A-10 instructor pilot in history.
So this is actually a cutout of a part of an actual 30mm A-10 gun.
She flew the 50-foot-long plane for 2.5 decades at Tucson's Air Force Base.
The airplane doesn't care whether you're a boy or a girl. Airplane just cares if you fly it well and you shoot straight.
Fans of the Warthog are already looking to 2022 to see whether its proposed replacement, the F-35, will be ready in time, but that's a fight for another day. In Washington, Katie Beery, Cronkite News.
Even as Arizona struggles in national business rankings, it's among the best for states' employment in aerospace and defense. Cronkite News reporter Audrey Wheel shows us how this industry impacts the state.
The Boeing plant in Mesa plays a crucial role in military operations worldwide, and it's part of one of the largest and fastest growing industries in Arizona.
Not only is it stealthy, but it's deadly.
There's a reason the Apache is known as the world's premier attack helicopter.
There's nothing like it. To be able to come in from afar, spot an enemy target from afar, and come in and engage them, it's very effective, and that's why it's widely used.
The AH-64 Apache attack helicopter supports the U.S. military and 15 of its allies, and every order worldwide is produced by Boeing employees in Mesa.
Even though they're working here in Mesa, Arizona, they're making a difference in Afghanistan, they're making a difference in Saudi Arabia, they're making a difference in Asia Pacific.
Nearly 2,200 Apaches have been made here since the early 80s. According to the Arizona Commerce Authority, Arizona ranks among the top 5 in employment for aerospace and defense manufacturing.
Historically, it's been about a quality workforce, affordable land, favorable tax and regulatory environment, and all of that kind of put together has created quite a strong business climate for aerospace and defense contractors.
The Commerce Authority says Arizona's A&D exports rose nearly 22% from 2011 to 2014.
We have a number of advantages when it comes to aerospace defense. Most of it is airspace, wide open spaces, places for them to test aircraft, places for defense systems to operate.
A few of the reasons why the National Guard held its first gunfighter fly-in competition in Arizona, using the AH-64s to simulate real-world flying and gunnery scenarios. But even as established companies like Boeing flourish, attracting new companies to the state can be difficult. Critics point out Arizona dropped from 13th to 34th last year in CNBC's state rankings for business.
It's a challenge because you've described what every development organization, every state, every city, every region is aspiring to right now. How do we get mobile capital to locate in our state?
Despite the challenges, experts predict Arizona aerospace and defense employment will increase 10% each year through 2018, thanks in part to the strength of the Apache. Boeing says it has solid production through 2026 and that the Army is planning to fly Apaches well into 2060. In the Broadcast Center, Audrey Wheel, Cronkite News.
November 11th hasn't always been Veterans Day. It initially marked Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I. But as of now, U.S. World War I veterans don't have a special place of honor in the nation's capital. Cronkite News reporter Elizabeth Blackburn took a look at plans to change that. Elizabeth?
It's been a long time coming, but advocates of honoring those who served in World War I say now is the time to act. Washington has memorials to all the major wars of the last century, all but one, the Great War.
58,000 Americans who died in Vietnam, another 36,000 who died in Korea. More Americans died in World War I than in those two wars combined.
116,000 Americans died in the war, and a memorial will soon be built for them if Fountain has his way.
First of all, ideally, we would be citing a National World War I memorial on the Mall to complete the quartet there of national memorials. But there's a federal statute that declares that the Mall is a completed work of civic art.
Since the mall is full, Congress approved for it to be built at Pershing Park, close to the White House.
We didn't really have a tradition of national war memorials in the nation's capital until we built the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in the early 1980s. And since then, we've been working backwards.
The main goal of the memorial is to help people understand the war and the great impact it had on the world.
This memorial, this centennial, represent, as we see it, really our last best opportunity to educate Americans about World War I, what it means for us in our history, and what it means for us today.
The World War I Commission is still raising money, but they hope to have the memorial funded and complete in time for the 2018 centennial of the war's end. Live in Washington, Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News. A new bill recently signed by President Obama would require the U.S. Border Patrol to give priority in hiring to veterans. The legislation was backed by Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake, as well as Representative Martha McSally. Adriana Barajas is live in Washington, D.C. with the details.
That's right, Audrey. In hearings on the Jobs for Veterans Act, the Department of Homeland Security said it had yet to fill 1,200 of the 2,000 new Border Patrol jobs approved by Congress in 2014. That gave Congresswoman Martha McSally an idea.
And so the idea came from seeing two issues in our community.
Those issues, understaffed ports of entry on the border and the continued high unemployment of veterans. That's how the idea came to Congresswoman Martha McSally. A law aimed to provide job opportunities for veterans while meeting staffing needs at the border.
This is a win-win if you actually just bring veterans over and actively recruit them and fast-track their clearances, because these veterans all have background checks and clearances done already.
In a statement, Senator Jeff Flake praised this effort, saying, "I am proud to have signed into law a bill that will help put veterans to work, improve national security, increase cross-border trade, and grow Arizona's economy, all at no additional cost to the taxpayer." Steve Dunwoody, an advocate for veterans, calls it a good first step, but
there are a number of different things that can be done that can go further in truly attacking the unemployment problem amongst veterans.
Problems that can be addressed by other alternatives
includes, giving tax incentives to businesses, money for job training, helping, veterans to make that transition.
But McSally says this effort will not only improve the lives of veterans, but it will also increase border security.
But it's a very important issue to Southern Arizona. It's important for our economic trade opportunities between Mexico, which is our #1 trading partner for Arizona, and it's important for veterans who are looking for good jobs. So who would be against this?
The bill was signed by President Obama 2 weeks ago and took effect immediately. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., Adriana Barajas, Cronkite News.
A nonprofit organization in the Valley is on a mission to find dogs for vets. Cronkite News reporter Jackie Padilla went to Chandler to see how service is taking on a new meaning.
The American Service Animal Society trains dogs to help veterans who face challenges after their time in the service. And I found out a helping paw goes a long way.
At that time, I didn't think I needed a service dog. I thought he was mighty
and I could do everything on my own.
Barbara Jetter says she has diabetes, and Little Nutmeg is able to detect when her blood sugar is running low.
I've learned that she's smarter than I am, that she is more in tune. She knows me better than I know myself.
The dogs are trained to do numerous tasks like open doors, stay alert in what could be distracting environments, and even call 911.
It's like having a nurse on duty, though, 24 hours of the day.
Coast Guard veteran James Falskin says in the service he learned the importance of sacrifice and to honor those who walk beside him.
She's my squad now, but this is it, me and her. There isn't now a whole lot out there that we can't face together, but I'd take a bullet for her anytime.
The nonprofit organization co-hosts Woofstock, an event it says brings veterans and the public together.
We have vendors. Every doggy activity that you can wish to see is going to be demonstrated.
And to pay tribute to those who served, everyone is invited to take the Walk of Honor.
There are going to be signs where people have purchased to honor their loved ones, their pets, display their business, as well as giving, honor back to the veterans.
Falskin hopes this event helps fellow veterans understand the benefits of owning a service animal.
You build a bond with your dog, and you walk out the door a whole lot stronger than what you did when you walked in.
Woofstock is this Saturday at Tumbleweed Park in Chandler from 9 a.m. to 1:30. Admission is free, and the American Service Animal Society will be accepting donations to help provide training sessions for veterans and their dogs. In the Broadcast Center, Jackie Padilla, Cronkite News.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. We are proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.